Hey, there's that sound. There's that sound. And we're gonna give it a different name. We used to call it Twin. Now we're gonna call this segment "Why They Make Millions and You Don't." And there's a tie-in to that, as I'll get into. Each podcast, and I guess this is our 92nd, 93rd, 94th podcast.
94th.
94th. I guess after the fifth one, I started doing these stories of people who just ordinary people, not the Steve Jobs or the Elon Musks of the world. They became extraordinary, but ordinary people like us who did extraordinary things and became wealthy, and wealthy is a relative term. I call it make millions doing what they do. And I've done 80 some of those, I guess. And I went back and I analyzed them and researched them and did a study of them and created spreadsheets, being the math guy that I am. And I said, why are they successful and 99% of everybody else is not successful? Why do they make millions and you don't, you being generic? And I've identified 12 things. 12 things. Now, there could be, I could have had 112 things, but 12 major things of what they do that makes them make millions, allows them to make millions that everybody else could do, but we don't do. And so I started this list. I shared this list yesterday with our group on Thursday, our Thursday morning meeting group, and I like to share them with the audience, and then I'll have a little statement of each one. Number one, of these 80 some people that I have talked about so far, and we'll continue next show, talk about a different person, they are all proud of who they have become. None of them knew what they were going to wind up making millions with when they were born. Well, obviously, when they were in school, okay, when they started their career after college. But something occurred in their life that they reacted to, responded to, and worked upon, that they are proud of who they have become. And that's the best way to put it. And we'll have other talks about that later. Number two, each one of them is making millions doing what they would do for free anyway. What do I mean by that? They are obsessed with something of value. Now, you could be obsessed with pornography. That's not what we're talking about. Okay, I'm talking about obsessed with a healthy obsession, if you will, with something. And they would do it for free. And yet, because of the skills and things that they've done, they were able to capitalize, monetize, help the world. And I'll share a secret with you. They have to do this. That gentleman you saw earlier on that, the farm robot guy, he had no choice. His mind wouldn't let him not do this. Well, he's going to be able to capitalize that. Number three, each one of these people, the people that make millions by resolving complaints. They listen to what people didn't like about what was going on, and instead of saying, whoa, they just don't understand what's going on, they said, there's a business opportunity here. I talked about that last week with Kara Golden, who wanted to give her kids healthy water that wasn't boring. Okay. Number four, these people challenge everything. They don't accept things at face value. Well, Peter, that's the way we've always done it. Thank you for sharing that with me. Now I got to see whether it still has to be done that way. Chances are it doesn't. The world has changed. Number five, these people that make millions and you don't, these people are a magnet for aha moments. Not just one, they have multiple aha moments. But they're a magnet because they know that aha moments occur at the end of a process. I like to use the example that you shared with me that I learned from you. Thomas Alva Edison. He had that aha moment to create a light bulb. Well, yeah, he did. But it didn't get the aha moment until he had 10,000 failures. He had to go through 10,000 processes of failures, and then he says, hey, I got it, had the incandescent light bulb. So it took a while. Number 6, these people, they create controversial solutions. They buck the popular beliefs. People don't like change. People object to change. People will make fun of change. People will try to deter you, discourage you, shame you, make you feel bad. They create. Number 7, these people that make millions realize there are no free rides. You must take risks. You must take risks. They know how to take acceptable risks. They analyze and say, whoa, am I going to lose my family and my house if I do this? Well, maybe it's not worthwhile, but they take risks. Number 8, they know that being different is better than being better. When you are better, that means you're comparing yourself to somebody else. Makes you a commodity. And how do people buy commodities? On price. They say, I have no competition. I'm different. Number 9, these people, they don't sell. Who the hell wants it? You want to be sold? Oh, I don't want to be sold. And I was in sales for 38 years. I hate selling. I hate it. I find it degrading. I'll never sell again. These people don't sell. They lead. Would you rather be sold or would you rather be led? I'd rather be led. Number 10, these people, they don't talk about their methodology because they know who the hell cares. You know what they talk about? Results, their movement, their quest, their mission. They just happen to have a methodology that gets them there, okay? Number 11, these people, they don't chase prospects. They are chased by prospects. They don't say, hey, can we talk to you about this? Talk about, cold calling? Hell no. They pick up the phone and say, hi, this is Peter Bruce. How can I help you? Yeah, Peter, I heard that you do such a hydroponic thing. Can we talk? That's a hell different conversation than you saying, hey, I'm Peter. I do hydroponic. Can we talk to you? They'll hang up on you. When they call you, it's a different conversation. And number 12, these people, they spend very little on marketing. Why? Because they don't have to. Their clients do word of mouth marketing for them. So those are the 12 things. And as I looked at that, I said, whoa, this is really, really cool. And I've been working on this for a while. And when I mention this to people, and it started mainly with my Australian clientele, my group of Australians I was working on, here's what I heard from them. Frank, I like this project. Can we do this? I said, sure, I'd love to do it. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm already proud of who I become, so we can scratch that off the list. Yeah, I do what I do for free. That's not a problem. Okay, yeah, I can respond to complaints. I'm a challenger. I challenge everything. Oh, yeah, I get aha moments all the time. I'm a magnet. I don't mind controversy. Oh, I'm a risky kind of person. Oh, yeah, I want to be different, Frank. Can we start with number 9? I don't want to sell. Can you show me how to be a leader and not a salesperson? And I said, what about 1 through 8? Oh, no, I've already done that. That's okay. That's when I had to come up with handout number 2. I created these, and you may be able to put it in editing later. I said, let's talk about your business, your future, your financial success. We're going to build a 12-story building. Unless story number 1 is solid foundation, it's not going to last. You want to start with story number 9, and you say, let's put stilts for the first 8 stories. I say, okay, yeah, well, we can build the 9th story with just stilts and maybe a few building blocks. I say, you know what happens with all businesses and all quests and motion movements? They all run into tough times, and you get a wind of negativity or challenges or obstacles. What will happen? You want to be on the 9th floor of your building that's held up by stilts when the wind blows? What's going to happen? You'll crash. That's why we have to build a foundation. No, I will not start with number 9. I will start number 1. I'm going to promise you one other thing. I'm not going to go to number 2 until I'm convinced you know what number 1 is, because I want your business to succeed. So people got that. But I still got the, well, Frank, all right, I'll do it. But I'm already proud of who I become. And they go through the whole thing again. It's okay. So I came up with another list, a companion list. The first one was why they make millions and you don't. And I had to go in and do research on why people don't make. I researched why they do make millions. I went back and I said, well, what are the reasons why those that don't make millions, why don't they make millions? I came up with a second list corresponding to the why they make millions, you don't. I call it why you really don't make millions and they do. Because I want them to say, no, you haven't done floor number 1 or floor number 2. No, you haven't. You think you have because you're anxious to get to number 9. Everybody wants number 9. And here's number 1. The they side is they are proud of who they become. The why you really don't is because you really don't think you are good enough yet. You're smart enough yet. You have doubts. And you know what? If you have doubts, so will everybody else. Let's resolve those doubts. Get you proud of who you are. On the they side, they make millions doing what they do for free. You know, you really do what you do to make money. And when you do what you do to make money, you put in your 40 hours, if you're lucky. Even if you clock in, how many breaks do you take? You don't work 7 days a week. That gentleman in your video, I keep on coming back to that because it's in my head, that did that robot thing, he didn't do it working 8 to 5. He did it working 7 days a week. And when he wasn't working, he was thinking about it. And when he was sleeping, he was being awoken by his thoughts about it. He was obsessed. The moment you think that you got to get away from doing what you're doing, you're not obsessed. You're doing what you do to make money, which is fine. But this program will not work for you. You'll never, you may hit a Powerball lottery ticket if you're lucky. Number 3, they make millions resolving complaints. You know, you really think complaints or misunderstandings, they belong to a customer service department. They look at complaints as business opportunities. You look at complaints as nuisances. Big difference. They challenge everything. You know what you really do? You really challenge very little, if anything. It's easy to accept the status quo because it's not work. If you take the easy way out, good luck to you. You don't challenge everything. They know they're a magnet for aha moments. Thomas Edison, because it was the end of a process. You think aha moments occur instantly. Oh, it'll come to me. No, it won't. Unless you're working about it, thinking about it, trying and failing about it, you're not going to get your aha moment. Aha moments take work. They don't happen auto-magically. They create controversial solutions. You really are uncomfortable making waves, which is fine. Then you'll always be a Me Too. And that's nothing wrong with that. We love Me Too's because it makes us stand out even better. If you're uncomfortable making waves, then you shouldn't do what we're recommending. They know there are no free rides. You really avoid as many risks as possible. Some you should avoid. Others is your ticket to success. They know that different is better than better. You really believe that being better is the best way to go. Oh, no, I answered a phone call in 5 rings, not 6 rings. That's where we're better. I really care about my clients. Well, so does everybody else. Oh, I charge 10% less. Okay, so you're a commodity. People that make millions, they know they've got to be different or else they're not going to have success. The number 9, they don't sell, they lead. The most attractive one. You know what you do? You're really obsessed with selling yourself. Nobody wants to be sold. And the more you sell yourself, the more you turn me off and the more you become like one of those other guys. Number 10, they are about results, not methodology. You really are about your methodology. Hey, I've got a better way of doing this. Okay, good. Will it get me the results? If I don't, maybe you enjoy doing it, but if I'm not going to make my phone ring, get more leads, make more revenue, rate, whatever it is, I don't care. Pete and I mentioned this yesterday. Pete and I are rereading a number of times a book called Your Marketing Sucks. And I use the website. Your website could win all sorts of awards for this and that and color and technology. Oh, it's just beautiful. But if your phone doesn't ring, your website sucks. Number 11, They don't chase, they are chased. You know why you don't make millions? Because you really believe sales is a numbers game. Maybe I got to cold call more people. I hate that. Number 12, they get clients doing word of mouth marketing. You work really hard to keep clients satisfied. When you do a project for a client and he or she is satisfied, you know what you have? A satisfactory transaction. You paid, they delivered. I get that when I go to the supermarket to buy my yogurt, my Noosa yogurt or my Hint water. Okay, do something that causes me to rave about you to my friends and I'll do the word of mouth marketing. So those are the things that I do, and this is all leading up to, and we alluded to it last time, to a book that will be, as soon as I'm now more inclined to get it done. It'll be called Why They Make Millions and You Don't. I'll have these lists and some words about how to do this. And in this book, I have already identified the 16 people that I am going to showcase. I'm going to tell you their story as to why they make millions and you don't. And at the end of each story, I'm going to go through each of the 12 points of why they and point what they did that maybe you could have done if you were in their position. And let me tell you the people that I'm going to be talking about. There are no the Steve Jobs people, the people that most likely you haven't heard of. A woman who hated her job working for an IT company, the cubicle. What did she do? A woman with no children who couldn't believe there was no such place for kids to go in New York. That made no sense to her. A woman who always followed rules, but found the courage to challenge the popular beliefs. A high school dropout who got inspired in a drive-thru in McDonald's. A teenager who arrived in New York with $300 and no plan. A Harvard graduate who got inspired by a street vendor he met in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. A high school dropout pregnant mom living in a homeless shelter. A stockbroker who liked fast cars more than she liked her job. A stay-at-home mom who didn't like herself. A former class clown who hated shopping in drugstores. A Hooters girl who took a 50% pay cut to go up the corporate ladder. A mom who was living on food stamps with her in-laws. A house painter who wanted to be a different kind of house painter. A stay-at-home mom, former hairdresser who got bored. A terrible student who loved hamburgers and french fries. Okay, there's a lot of those. A woman who was addicted to Diet Coke. Why do these people make millions and you don't? That'll all be described in the upcoming book. And that is my Block B for today.